Howdy everyone, this is LockNutz, and you're watching a map tour of the Green Valley by Zero Oito. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, 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 how are you guys doing today? Oh my goodness, I tell you what, today we get to go on a map tour of the Green Valley by Zero Oito. This little bad mamma jamma is 404.39 megabytes to download and is very cross-platform friendly. Now this map is packed full of different options that you can go ahead and jump into. There's a quarry, there's some forests, and there's a ton of land to go ahead and purchase on this one. So what we've gone ahead and done here is we've actually started this gameplay off a new farmer mode. That way you guys would know what you'd start off with if you did start new farmers mode. So without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at your machinery. And here is your equipment, starting off with not one, two, but three John Deere tractors, pretty darn slick. A John Deere T560 harvester, and that comes along with one grain header, and one header trailer, you betcha. It does start off with one forklift. Now, one thing to keep in mind, there is a forklift on the map that you start off with no matter what game mode you start on, but it is the shops. You cannot tab to it, you cannot click on it and then teleport to it. You can only use it when you're there, so keep that in mind. But on new farmer mode, you get one. Vehicles, you start off with one pickup truck. Trailers, you start off with one Rudolph trailer. You do end up start off with one Scorpio rock picker or stone picker. You start off with one Lemkin cultivator, one Pottinger seeder, one Kuhn planter, a Diablo or Dablo power roller. You get one Hardy sprayer. You get one Bredal fertilizer spreader, which also doubles as a lime spreader, so that's nice and slick. You get one Farm Tech slurry tank. You get one Pottinger forage wagon. Animals wise, you get yourself this one ABI attachments for going ahead and hauling around water, feeding or watering your animals. You do start off with two trailers for animal transport, the Flegel and the Kingston trailers, so that's pretty darn slick. Front loaders, you do have a quickie front loader, and you get attachments for that. You get some forks and you get a bucket. Nice standard stuff to rock and roll with. Weights, you get two John Deere weights, and miscellaneous, you have one little Bachmann trailer. So that's what you end up starting off with. Pretty slick and a lot of stuff to get yourself rocking and rolling with. Now that we've seen that, let's go ahead and take a look at the map. And here is your map, pretty darn slick. And the map, it is pretty cool because it looks like it's on a cell phone, so that's not too bad. The Farmer Phone Pro, pretty cool little app you get to use. I think that's pretty darn slick. Now, right over here, this is what I was talking about. Here is that store forklift that you have. No matter what, this is going to be on the map. Like you see down here, you can't teleport to it. I've tried tabbing to it. It does not work. So that's just there for you to go ahead and use. I just wanted to point that out so that you guys would know. But as you guys can see, there are a couple different size fields here. You know, you got this little nice one up here too. It's kind of cool. One's kind of neat, and you go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then eventually get to 14. 14 is a big map or field here, you betcha. Now, the way this is set up is that there's this nice road that runs along right here. The way the map maker describes it is that everything below this or south of this, however you want to look at it, has been developed. It's got a lot of stuff going on it. Everything up above, it's all wilderness, all ready to rock and roll. You do have a bunch of different factories on here, so you have that rocking and rolling for yourself. Pretty darn slick, and you do have one down here. Lime production, you betcha. This is pretty darn slick over here. We'll get into a little bit more detail with this a little bit later on. But with that being said, let's take a look at the prices of everything. Now, starting off in new farmer mode, you do start off with this one field right here, and that is it. No other modes, you start off with anything, so it's just like anything standard. Now, looking at field prices here, field number 7 right here is the cheapest one on the map, coming in at 36,000. You'd think that this guy is, or maybe one of those, but no. Field 7 is the cheapest, and field 14 is the most, coming in at $1.8 million. Gotta love it. I've ran across that. It is a big field, so you got that going for you. But you do have all these other plots that are around here to get yourself rocking and rolling. Some plots you can kind of get yourself started up, having a nice little starting farm. When we get to this plot up here, now this is a nice big one. There isn't an old abandoned barn on this one, so this is kind of a neat little location. We'll see if we can hit on that. Now, I bet you guys are wondering about the other things. You have this nice little forestry area, pretty densely populated with trees. I've been over there. It's not too bad. This one right here, coming in at 5.5 thousand, or 505,000, almost 506,000, is the bigger of the two. This one is 148, but this one here, it's not as densely populated with trees as this one. So there's still quite a bit in there. You can have a nice forestry dream if you want. Just letting you know, this one's a little bit more dense, this one's not as dense. Now, the moment you probably all been waiting for, the quarry, the mine, you gotta love it, coming in at $771,000. Now, we'll get to going down here and taking a peek at this, but I will let you know right now, there are different piles of stone. There's a little bit of lime on this area too, as well. You cannot get access to those until you go ahead and purchase this plot of land. You can purchase this production point that's separate from everything, that does not give you access to all the land. So keep that in mind. Now, as we pop back up here, as you guys can see, if you want to go ahead and start your farming dream someplace else out in the wilderness, you're going to have to pay a little bit of money. But considering what it costs to go ahead and start from scratch, you are probably going to be able to get the majority of this stuff because you get $500,000. Obviously, you can still go ahead and take out loans to go ahead and purchase some of this stuff, but you still can jump up here. It's not so ridiculously priced. It's not like you have a plot like this with nothing on it and it costs $1.8 million. You don't have that up here, so you guys are going to be able to do pretty well here. With that being said, guys, we've taken a look at the map, the quarry, the forest, the big old field 14, this stuff up here. Let's get down on the ground and see this with our own eyes. All right, guys, so we are starting here up on the main starting farm. Now, one thing I want to point out to you guys right now is that when you start off on any other farm mode other than New Farmer, you don't start off with a silo. That's not here. This shed is not here at all. It's just not here one bit. Your storage isn't here for any of this. And you don't have the greenhouse. That's not here. Your dog's not here. The only thing that is here is just this shed down here. So you have that going for you. If you do start off on any other mode other than New Farmer, this is what you get on this plot of land. Now, you can choose to buy this plot of land if you want. It's not necessary, but you can if you want to. So you got that going for you. Now, like I said here, guys, we got this area over here. Let's take a look. Can we get into this door? Oh, yeah, you betcha. You got a nice little spot in here for going ahead and storing all your doodads and whatnot. And, oh, come on, let's go. Get up there, you betcha. You can go ahead and do your change of clothing and take a nap if you get too tired while you're farming. So it's a nice little spot to go ahead and double as a workshop and house all in one. It's a pretty slick little setup. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to walk over this way really quick because we have some animal pens over there. Yes, you betcha. When you go ahead and start off on New Farmer mode, you do get some animals rocking here. But what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to bring the map up in the corner so you guys can kind of follow along with me as where we're going. Now, again, if you don't start off in New Farmer mode, none of this stuff is here. You have the land that's over here, but none of this stuff is sitting over here. You don't have any pigs, you don't have any horses, none of that stuff. It's just not here. The shed's not here, none of this. So it does start off pretty darn bare bones, as it were. Let's pop in here really quick because this is where your truck is being stored. So let's get on out of here. Let's hop in this. We can detach that trailer. We don't need to rock and roll with that, even though it'd be kind of cool. let's get ourselves out here and start looking at the map. I think what we're going to do is we're going to ride out and take a look at this field 1 really quick. We'll probably hit up some of these other fields really quick before we go ahead and go to the wild blue yonder, but that's kind of what we're going to do. So I like to go ahead and drive on the fields. That way you guys can kind of get a lay of the land, figure out what's going on here. Now, this field here is not too bad. It's got a little bit of a hill going on here, but it's nothing that your harvester can't handle, especially that John Deere. It is pretty darn slick here. Let's kind of get ourselves rocking. Yeah, let's go this way. Let's take the driveway out for a change and get ourselves going. And as we come up over here, you may or may not be able to see, there are collectibles here. Let's see if I can get it. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Got a collectible. $1,000. Not too shabby at all. So there are collectibles here on this map. Keep that in mind if that's what you like to do. Alright, let's get this thing rocking and rolling on out of here. Now, we'll go ahead and take a quick little drive around the town areas and take a look at the fields before we go ahead and go, like I said, go up to that wild blue yonder. Probably end up flying around, taking a nice little look from up above. So over here you have quite a few of your production locations over here. Nice little shop right there. What do we got going on here? Took a look at this before. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. The spinnery. Perfect. There's a spinnery. Get ourselves rocking and rolling right up on over here. And like, it is pretty neat to have all these little places in one. Really build that community atmosphere. Welcome to Grayson's gas station service. Nice. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So you have a nice little gas station right up here by the farm. And as you can kind of see behind that, you do have Johnson's Farmers Market. So that is pretty darn cool. Analyze and adapt, you betcha, with precision farming. And this map is set up, ready to rock, ready to roll with precision farming if that is what you like to do. So you got that going for you. Now, let's head on out over here, take a look at the numbered fields that we got before we go riding around. Now, as you guys can kind of see right here, these fields are not that hilly. They got a couple little undulations to them, but they're really not all that bad at all. It's pretty darn slick. Little hill there, little hill there. One thing that we do have to kind of watch out for. Now, this is something I missed telling you guys. But if you do come up over here, this is our main road getting around from point A to point B. There is traffic on this, so kind of keep that in mind. Oops. You do have this pinch point of the bridge. There's not a ton of traffic that travels over here, but you do have some traffic that does travel down this path. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind if you're out and about trying to get from point A to point B. Is this a toy? Oh my gosh, that was a toy. I wish I wouldn't have collected that. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. All right, so we'll take a little look right down here before we jump off. Let my childish dreams go running away like that. So this is the larger of the two forestry areas. And like I said, a lot of more mature trees in here, but it's not super dense. Now, once we get over and look at that other area, you will be able to see that the density of the forest is a little bit more. Not many trees on it, but still it's more dense than what we're looking at right here. So we'll head back on up over this way, and don't think I didn't forget about that quarry. We're going to swing back over there and take a peek at that. Oh, there's a tree right there. Well, you'll get that. All right, head back onto the road here. Now, normally I'm not someone that likes to jump onto the road and travel on it, but right now, just from getting around here, it's kind of the best way to show you the pinch points. There's really just one main road coming through here, so it's a good idea for me just to get over here and show you what's going on. Now, I have gone ahead and reset a vehicle before, and we'll go ahead and do that right about now. Let's hop on out so you guys can go ahead and take a peek at that. Get on here, click on this little guy, reset vehicle. Where does it go? Right to the shop. Why do we want to go to the shop? And just like that, we are over here at the shop. It is a pretty neat place here. You got your fork truck just sitting right here. Not too shabby at all. It's got this guy. Now, you can hop in it and you can drive it around. I was kind of screwing around with it a little bit before, but usually it's parked right up here against the wall. I don't know what happens if you go ahead and try and drive it off the property or anything like that. I'm not too sure. But you do have this nice little setup in here. You got the door that pops open. You got your repair station in here. Some nice music. Not too shabby at all. Tractors in there being worked on. You got a nice little array of tractors. You can't touch them, though. They're just for show. But this is probably the coolest part about this. You have a nice little loading dock over here where you can back your tractors up or your trucks up and go ahead and load whatever it is that you got. Pretty darn slick, if I do say so myself. Now let's go ahead and hop back into our truck and get ourselves rocking and rolling. We're going to head on out and keep going, checking out some of the other things real quick before we go ahead and look at the big one, field number 14. Actually, you know what? Since we're over here, let's head on over here, take a look, and let's see what this field actually looks like. Now we're going to head on out over here. Oops, get ourselves going. That's my bad, my bad. And here we go. So we're going to rock and roll right across this field. Now this field is a behemoth. If you guys are looking to go ahead and do some large-scale farming, maybe you have a death wish and you want to do potatoes in this thing. I mean, that call is up to you 100%. But I am going 74 miles an hour, and it is taking me quite the chunk of time to get across this. If you like big fields, this is a big field to get yourself rocking and rolling in. And it's not too bad. Doesn't have a lot of hills or anything like that. So if that was one of your concerns or one of your worries, you really don't have to worry about too much. But I'm thinking at this point, you're not going to be out in that field rocking and rolling with something really, really tiny. So let's see if we can get in here. I don't know if we will be able to. Opening hours? It's past that time. That's fine. Maybe they're on lunch. That's no worry. We'll go ahead and we'll wander around over this way. This is pretty much just another one of your selling points. We should be able to get in around the backside, I believe. There we go. It's another one of them gates. Gosh darn it, all those weasels. There we go. We got to take the back gate because, you know, we're just, oh my gosh, smashing into my truck like that. All right. There we go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So here you are, ready to rock, ready to roll in here. Oh, it says only to this location. Gosh darn it, it's not letting me in the other side. Well, that's fine. That is 100% fine. I don't need this anyways. We'll get ourselves out here and we'll get ourselves rocking and rolling up into the Wild Blue yonder. You betcha. So, as we head up this way, I want you guys to be aware. There's a lot of stuff up here. It's a very big area. It's very vast. And it is wide open. Like I said, this is the untamed portion of the map where you can do whatever the heck you want. You want to come up here, you want to tame the wilderness, why golly, this is where you're going to want to do it. Very, very cool. It's not a flat section either. You got bumps and bruises and undulations all over the place coming up here. It is pretty darn slick. Now, I think I see... What do we got up over here? Well, that's a tree up over there. I'm trying to find where I wanted to stop by here, and... Oh, shoot! Well, that just happened. All right. Well, I tell you what. I think that is a sign. A sign of what? A sign that we probably should start flying up in the air and seeing what this one looks like from up above, because clearly I can't handle myself anymore. So hang tight and we'll get ourselves a-flying. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and go up into the sky here as we get ourselves up a little bit higher. You can see how big this area really is. Never mind that little truck that's down there. But you really see how big this area is. It is wide open and it has all of these plots that are in here. So you really can do whatever it is that you want. You could have some pretty darn sizable plots of land coming in and out here. Big fields, doing whatever it is that you want. You have the animal dealership that's hanging out right on over here. Pretty darn cool. Got your manure selling or sell point or buy point, I should say. A slurry buy point, buy your animals here. Very, very cool. And just up on over here, this is that old abandoned barn that I was telling you about. So if you wanted to recapture someone's old lost dreams, this is a perfect place to go ahead and find it. Not too shabby at all. Now you guys are probably telling yourself, gosh, LockNutz, you completely forgot about the quarry. Nope, I did not. I'm saving it for last because I think it's a very, very neat little feature that you have available here. So let's head on down over here, right past the old town, and heading on down over to the quarry. Oh man, these fields out here, they look fairly small on the map. But when you get out here, you really can see everything that's happening, and it's actually a very, very big map. You can definitely see that you'd be able to get yourself rocking and rolling with some friends. Now, as we come on down here, you can see you got these little piles here of stone. You got piles of stone there, you got piles of stone there, you got piles of stone up over there. Pretty cool. You got stone everywhere. Now, why does stone matter at all? Well, because what we're going to go ahead and do really quick is we're going to purchase this lime production facility so you can see what we got to do. All right, so I've gone ahead and bought this chunk of land right here so that now you can actually access the stone. That over there is a big lime pile that you got going on right here. Now, one of the things that you have is you have the little wrench right there that allows you to go ahead and purchase this. And you see this right here, that looks awfully familiar now, doesn't it? What this actually goes ahead and does is you can go ahead and get stone. I'm sorry, you had to get stone in here. And that'll go ahead and purchase, or not purchase, but produce lime. So that's pretty darn neat. Now, like I said, if you purchase that, you don't need to buy all this land to be able to use that. You can go ahead and do it. And the very, very cool thing is, once it gets done purchasing, or not purchasing, but producing the lime, you just come right over here and you get it right out of the little tank. So it's very, very neat, very, very convenient. Or if you want to go hard and heavy on the industrial side of things, you can go ahead, purchase the land, quarry the stone, bring it on down there, and then process it. And then you can get yourself rocking and rolling. Or you can go ahead and grab all this stuff that's sitting on the ground, because that's all lime right there. It's pretty darn slick. So this is a very, very neat area. Like I said, you have all of these areas where you can get the stone. It's very, very, very cool. And on this map here, it does a very nice job of being able to come on here and you can go ahead and sell your lime. The price, very, very good. Just crazy, crazy good. If you want, you can go ahead and sell the stone if you really want. It's entirely up to you. But you take a look at that price of the lime, and you go ahead and go to the show the fluctuation. Oh, we don't have it on there. Probably has to do it a little bit here. But it's insane. It's insane. If you purchase this land, pick up all that lime and sell it, you're going to pay for this plot of land in no time. If that's the way you want to do it. Or if you want to do it the honest way, pick up the stone, process it, and get yourself rocking and rolling. Either way, guys, this map is an absolutely fabulous map. I really, really like this. A lot of wilderness to give yourself what you want to do up there. Give a go at it. Jump on, do a little bit of forestry, or jump down into the hole. Get your hands dirty and make yourself some lime. Comment down below, guys. I'd be really curious to see, where do you want to start? Do you want to start being a limer? Do you want to be a tree hugger? Or would you rather be out here rocking and rolling in the mud? It's entirely up to you what you guys want to do, but I'd be very curious to see what you guys want to do. So if you guys are liking what you're hearing, liking what you're seeing, go ahead and smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Hit the subscription. Holy cats, does it ever help out a ton? You betcha. Go ahead and share this video with somebody who likes options, because baby, on this map there are options, and there's tons and tons of different places for you and your friends to jump on and play together. Guys, I'm gonna have a ball on this map. Maybe I'll see you out here, but until I do, thanks for stopping by.